Leadership's so important because I think everybody has to be a leader.
It doesn't always have to be vocal, but just lead by example.
But I think anyone should try to have success in being a good person before they try to have success on the track.
I don't like seeing people give up, so I just hope a lot of people just don't give up and stuff. Like, leadership is just working hard till then.
More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 32,000 here in Montana. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline. Skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckman, Executive Director of the Montana High School Association. The MHSA oversees 11 sports and 5 activities, including music and speech and drama programs in our 179 member high schools across our great state. The information you're about to see has been shared with thousands of high school students during the MHSA Aim Higher program workshops that have been conducted throughout our state for the past 30 years. Those in-person workshops were limited in attendance, and now, with the generous support of the Montana Army National Guard, we are able to provide this valuable information to our schools to share with their entire student body. I hope you will assert what you learned today with your school, with the athletic teams and activity groups with whom you participate, in student government, with school clubs, with your family, and as a citizen of your community. We appreciate the Montana Army National Guard's generous sponsorship of this project, along with all they provide to the MHSA, benefiting our member schools and you as member school students.
Hi, I'm Major Noah Ginger with the Montana National Guard, and we are proud to partner with the Montana High School Association for this video about sportsmanship, leadership, and mentorship. The Montana National Guard is very interested in the development of the next generation of leadership in Montana, and we hope that you will take away this valuable lessons from the video. The topics you will learn about in this video, sportsmanship, leadership, and mentorship, are just as important for me and my team as they are for you and your team. In fact, many of the lessons I learned about leadership I learned on the football fields and basketball courts of Montana. And now in the Army, I live by the values of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. And I think all of these values are encompassed in what you will hear about in the video. As you learn in this video and as you watch these other stories, just remember it's about the team, it's about the mission, and it's about doing it right every time.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life. Somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
It's the Montana High School Association's mission to help all students aim higher. The MHSA began the Aim Higher program in 1988 in an effort to help prevent the use of tobacco, alcohol, and other drugs among our youth, to promote citizenship and positive behavior, both on the playing courts and fields and off. The program has already directly affected more than 13,500 students, but it's time to reach everyone. Every student has potential. Potential to be a friend. Potential to be a mentor. Potential to be a leader. Potential to make a difference. There are 3 core principles to help you make a difference in your school and community: mentorship, leadership, and sportsmanship. What is leadership? What qualities define a good leader? Who are some good leaders you know? Why? What makes them good leaders? How can you be a good leader? Try to do something positive at your school. Aim higher and raise the bar. Be respectful. Demonstrate good sportsmanship. Live a healthy lifestyle by balancing your life. Be a good citizen, and be a leader. But what is leadership? The definition: capacity or ability to lead, guidance, direction. So what is the definition of a leader? One who has influence or power, especially of a political nature. one that leads or guides, one who is in charge or in command of others. But you do not have to be a teacher or a coach or even a team captain to be a leader. You lead by setting a good example.
To me, it's just character, you know, how you present yourself and how you go about your business. It doesn't always have to be vocal, but just lead by example, you know, just doing the little things right, always working hard, making others around you better, honestly, is my kind of view of leadership, is just doing the best you can and help others be the best they can.
I just try to lead by example. Honestly, you just gotta work hard and control your emotions. Like, those are the two things you can control: hard work and effort. And also the third thing is emotions. You try and don't get too high and don't get too low. And I just try to lead by that, and hopefully my teammates follow.
Leadership is more important outside the world of sports, whether it be in the classroom, at the workplace, or even at home. Showing others you are willing to rise to the occasion and take charge will always have a positive impact on those around you.
I think everyone makes an effort, and I think when someone sees one person doing it, then it makes them more likely to do it themselves, and it just is kind of spread throughout our entire class and school.
It's really important that we try to set a good example. And elementary and junior high, it's another building, so it gets tougher to see that stuff as it happens. So setting a good example is really important, because it's one of the more important things we can do. I think it's just important as enough. I think it's more important to be known as a good person than a good athlete.
Leaders are often congratulated and even rewarded for the accolades they earn with their team. On the playing fields, it could be a state championship. In the workforce, a highly acclaimed recognition. But to a true leader, there is no greater honor, no benefit bigger than knowing you have left no one behind.
I don't like seeing people give up, so I just hope a lot of people just don't give up and stuff. Like, leadership is just working hard till the end.
I think on the court, a leadership is very mental. You don't have to be getting the big kills or the digs, but showing everybody that this is time to be energized, it's time to support each other. If you make a mistake, move on, because no one's perfect. I make mistakes, and just showing everybody that it's okay to make a mistake, shake it off, and always be intense. I think that's the best thing you can do as a leader on the court. In terms of on the classroom, here at Helena High, we value grades a ton, and we do grade checks and things like that. I think it's important that you not only challenge yourself in your classes, but make sure that you're attending them, and just it's so crucial, because beyond sports, there's so much more that we can do, and not everyone's going to play sports after high school, so it's very important to keep academics very ranked high in our priorities.
Some of you may be thinking, how does this affect me? I'm not the leader of my sports team, my band, or the student council. Why should I care about leadership? Remember, simply setting a good example makes you a leader.
So I live by a motto that leadership is action, it's not a position. And I've learned more about leadership building off of what I learned in high school sports, in the Army. And the best thing you can do as a leader, whether it's with your team, whether it's in school, whatever it is you're doing, is to lead by action. Let everybody know that you're not just going to be there dictating what's going to happen, but you're going to lead them. You're going to do it. You're going to be the first one there. If it's sports, you're going to be the first one there in the morning to work out. You're going to be the first one to watch film. You're going to be the first one, whatever it is. You're going to do everything that you ask your team members to do.
Being a leader can be difficult. It's taking the high road, acting responsibly, and being respectful to your classmates, teammates, coaches, teachers, and most importantly, yourself. It's about doing the right thing when it may not be the popular thing. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. The biggest men with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs, but follow top dogs. Fight for a few of the underdogs anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help anyway. Give the world the best you have and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway.
The hallways at any high school can be lonely. They can be challenging, awkward, and cruel. They certainly were for Mackenzie Olson at her last school in Wisconsin. Classmates teased her about her looks and figure until the bullying escalated to the point of sexual harassment. Olson would cry herself to sleep at night and hide her tears in class. Now, those days are behind her. Her classmates at Manhattan High School have made sure of it, and they might have even saved her life.
The school has become a big part of my life. It's just making wonders for what could have been. Like, just to think if I was still at my last school, I could have committed suicide or attempted to commit suicide. And it just makes me think, what if I was still there?
Olson said she battles depression, and she's experienced some of the worst things high school too frequently offers. She knows the cliques of popular girls and the stereotypical jocks led by the star quarterback. But this stop has been different. Olson, now a senior, is experiencing some of the best things high school can offer.
Alec this year was the star quarterback, and just knowing that you have a friend like him, that a quarterback can actually be a friend, is like shocking and shows that there are people out there that actually show passion and for making others feel welcome.
Alec Nearing's athletic accomplishments are well documented. Record-setting All-State quarterback, All-State basketball standout, and defending Class B shot put and discus state champion. But it's his compassion and humility that separates Nearing from his peers. It's actually what separates the Tigers' entire track and field team from the pack.
Definitely having good character has worked out for us. I couldn't say if there is a direct correlation there, but I think anyone should try to have success in being a good person before they try to have success on the track.
I think it's more important to be known as a good person than a good athlete.
Shondell Connerton is another one of those seniors making a difference. Olson had never been to a dance until homecoming last year, so it shocked her when Connerton recently extended his hand at prom during the King and Queen dance.
Just having those people to say, step out and say, hey, you want to slow dance with me or something like that, it makes me realize that they actually do think of me sometimes.
I wasn't really thinking too much of it in the moment. We try to be nice people to everybody, but I think it's, we try to make it important to make everybody feel welcome.
It made me feel accepted compared to other schools. I don't feel alone here.
Not here. Not in these hallways.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at nationalguard.com.
Pop quiz. Who are the past 5 Heisman Trophy winners in college football? Who won the past 5 World Series championships? Who are the 5 wealthiest people in the world? Too hard? Okay. Who won the past 5 state basketball championships in your school's classification? Still too difficult? Try this. Which teachers have had the biggest influence on your life? Which coach has been more than just a coach for you? Which friends and family members have been there when you needed them most? The people who make a difference in your life are not the ones with the most credentials, the most money, or even the most awards. They are the ones that care.
Mentorship is critical because none of us have gotten to where we are by ourselves. You're always learning from somebody else. And so if you take that time to invest in those that are younger than you or maybe less experienced than you, or if you will just take the time to listen to what your coaches have to say, you will grow immensely. And you will make a difference in those that come behind you, and you will ultimately make your team and your organization better by just taking a little time to notice those things that you can add value to somebody else's life.
What is a mentor? To serve as a trusted counselor or teacher to another person.
Well, we love as a program to go out and support our community and go read to the younger kids. We did a walk for Warren, things like that. In terms of young volleyball players at camps, it's great that they can see us, see what it takes to be a volleyball player, and a lot of it is just being a good community member, even more than a good player, and just the hard work and the determination and all that stuff. It's really good for them to see it now because then they know what's expected of them later. And I think it's fun for them to be able to get involved with us. And it's obviously fun to go out and see you have fans out there, and it's really great to meet them.
There's this little kid, Dane Gunlock. He's kind of like our little, I wouldn't say a water boy, but he's always there at all our home games and stuff like that. He's always there, and like we always know him, and we always like do anything for him. We go to his games and stuff too, and we're just always trying to like be there at stuff because he's always there for our stuff. And same with all those other kids. We just try and give back because they're out supporting us, and so we need to be supporting them too.
There are 1,149 contacts in Jeff Graham's cell phone. The Belt football and girls basketball coach is in constant communication with coaches, administrators, referees, and fans all across Montana. Despite his vast network, a who's who of Treasure State sports icons, you'll find one of Graham's best friends shadowing him on the football field.
Nolan's the first kid I met when I got the job here in May of 2007. We had a meeting in Coach Kuntz's room, and first kid I met, and we've loved him ever since.
Nolan Urich was a sophomore in high school when Graham first arrived in the Valley.
He's one of the main guys that I ever met since 2007. We've known each other for a long time.
When he was just shy of 3 years old, Nolan's parents noticed his communication had not fully developed. He would speak in single words rather than sentences. The Urich family soon learned their oldest child was on the autism spectrum. Nolan took various special education courses with some regular classes sprinkled in, but it was athletics that captured his heart. A friendship blossomed between Nolan and Graham, two sports junkies, and led to one of their greatest memories.
Yeah, my first rushing touchdown at Big Sandy. Yeah, and this happened in 2009, in my last away game, which was at Big Sandy. We got beat by the Pioneers. I think it was the play that we haven't tried, which was the Nolan the sweep play, and then we tried that play twice, and then it worked.
Now 24, Nolan is a staple in the Belt football program. Coach Nolan, as he is known, does a little bit of everything for Graham and the Huskies.
He does. He's the first one out here, helps me mow the field if I need, get stuff out here. Comes to football camp, he's always snapping, getting the water bottles, the bags. He's just always around, and it's awesome. And basketball season, he pokes his head in. He's great with my kids. My family adores him, and he's just awesome to have around.
Each day, Nolan brings a strong dedication to the program, aiming to help the Huskies improve. Graham, meanwhile, brings the excitement and energy, something that took some getting used to.
I think it's quite crazy, as I think, with Coach Graham, because he gets so hyper. He calls me Buster that stuff all the time. So he likes to freak me out a bit.
Does him being hyper make you a little more hyper?
A little bit.
Through wins and losses, summer two-a-days, and of course game days, the bond between two sports fanatics continues to grow. Graham watches Nolan participate in his Special Olympics. He won 2 gold medals in track last year and has bowling and basketball ahead on the schedule. Nolan's mother, Lisa, said the family appreciates Graham's friendship with Nolan and that Nolan, quote, adores him. But there's no denying the companionship is equally, if not more important, to Graham himself.
He's one of my best buddies. We do the NFL draft together. We hang out at practice after together and, see him a lot, basketball games. And, he spends a lot of time with my kids in the room, and he's just awesome. He's just a blessing to have around. And there's nobody that loves Belt as much as him and, brings energy as much as he does. So, yeah, we're happy when he's with us every day.
1,149 contacts in his cell phone. But there's only one Nolan.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
The Montana High School Association has established policies, expectations, and responsibilities which will cultivate the ideals of good sportsmanship. It shall be the responsibility of each member school to ensure that all individuals employed or directly associated with the interscholastic program conduct themselves in a sportsmanlike manner.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well. What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned. That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger. I don't really
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What is sportsmanship? What is gamesmanship? Are they the same? How are they different? Under the gamesmanship model, all that really matters is winning. But under the sportsmanship model, the way one plays the game is central.
I mean, I guess just competing hard and always kind of just doing your best, but then respecting each other after each competition. You know, it's not like you have to love each other up during the competition, but definitely respect each other afterwards and always just give your best effort and respect all the others that are competing against you.
Sportsmanship, it's hard sometimes, but you just gotta think you gotta think before yourself, think about the team before yourself, honestly. Like if you go and argue with the ref about a call, that could ultimately make him mad, and it could change how the course of the game goes. Like if you just don't talk to them and just accept the call and respect the call, then it should be fine and stuff. The more you just respect the call, the easier it is on you, and you don't get too flustered and it doesn't affect your game.
Examples of sportsmanship will vary from person to person. Demonstrating good sportsmanship could be as simple as a handshake before a game or checking on an injured player from the other team. Each one of us, each one of you, can display good sportsmanship in your own way.
My definition of sportsmanship would probably be knowing how to lose and knowing how to take a loss politely, you know? I mean, don't be a jerk about it. Everybody's out here to have fun. I mean, that's what part of sports is, you know? Just, if you lose, just take it and work with that. Learn from it, you know?
I always just think that's me on the other side of it, you know? They have the same heart for the game, they have the same passion, and they're trying to do the same thing that I am, which is win. And so you have to remember that in order to be a competitor, you're going to have to compete. And so it's fun to see people on the other side of the net that challenge you, but sometimes it can be frustrating. But I think it's a frustration that we all love to face.
Being really competitive and being nice about it. I mean, people look up to you, so you got to be competitive, nice. You have to learn to work hard.
Sportsmanship has become such an important value that many Montana schools actually honor athletes that best show good sportsmanship at the conclusion of each game. Tournaments recognize the fan base with the best understanding of sportsmanship. In the end, sportsmanship can be broken into two key principles: respect and integrity.
Look and see when I'm at a football game or in a basketball game or wherever the case may be, how they react to the coaches. You know, if the coaches correct them, and coaches, I know we're hard on them. Sometimes we can be pretty vocal, but how do they react? Are they coachable? And that goes a long ways to our recruiting process and our evaluation of these young guys. Sportsmanship is big. I think we need to get back to that and understand, respect the game. The trash talking and you know, pointing at me and pointing at my name, you know, that's not the way the game's supposed to be played.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
For me, I think sportsmanship is one of those lessons that you learn in high school, you learn in sports, and you got to bring it with you into everything you do. And for us, it's really about respect. It's about treating people with respect and earning respect by your actions. And so, you know, what else is a part of that? Well, loyalty to your team and integrity, doing the right thing whether somebody's looking or not. Those are those values of sportsmanship that when I hear people devalue sportsmanship, it makes me cringe, because it is so valuable to treat everybody with respect, and that's how you're going to move further and better your team.
The sportsmanship model demands a commitment to principles of scrupulous integrity, including compliance with the letter and spirit of the rules, even when one could get away with violations. Fair play, respectfulness, and grace.
Boom! Hey, where you going? Can't get by me. I'm #1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm #1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
You've heard the old saying, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Or maybe, it's only cheating if you get caught. In reality, though, high school sports are a very special activity where nobility and glory are found, not in winning, but in honorable competition in pursuit of victory. A sportsman or sportswoman believes that winning without honor is not a true victory. Gamesmanship coaches and athletes often believe that they have no ethical or sportsmanship obligation to abide by rules, because it is the official's job to catch violations and impose penalties. So coaches and athletes who play by the sportsmanship model are often at a substantial disadvantage when competing against others who adopt the gamesmanship theory of sport. Winning is not everything, and a true sportsman or sportswoman must be willing to lose rather than sacrifice ethical principles, even when the stakes are high. A victory attained by cheating or other forms of unethical conduct is counterfeit, and coaches and athletes must remind themselves that true sport is a process of pursuing victory with honor.
I've been coaching for about 13, 14 years now. It's the first time I've seen anything like that or been a part of that.
Townsend wrestler Troy Spurlock has never won a match outside of a forfeit. The Bulldog senior has a disability that requires special needs, but puts in his time on the mats like any other athlete as he continues to chase that elusive first win. And that's where Clancy Ludvigsen steps in.
Well, it started about 2 years ago, watching him wrestle, and he was getting, well, he got beat, got pinned.
In Townsend's final regular season duels of the year, Spurlock remains winless, with 2 forfeits and 2 losses on the afternoon. But at Ludvigsen's request, officials set up a special exhibition match between the Cascade sophomore and Spurlock on his senior night, a bout that won't soon be forgot.
It was pretty intense. They stopped everything and it was one match going on and everybody is watching that one match.
It was crazy. Like, everybody was all screaming and stuff.
They were yelling, like, non-stop screaming. And my mom was, like, crying, like, non-stop crying.
When he took me down the first time, the crowd just erupted.
I picked the kid up and throw him, too, on the mat. And with my face, like, burst into flames. Like, I had him, and that was the best moment of my life.
I think Clancy did an excellent job. He kind of, it lasted almost 3 periods and he did a good job. Gave the kid some confidence and wrestled with them.
The crowd continues to shriek and shrill in anticipation. And nearly 3 full periods of wrestling later, one whistle brings on an ovation fit for a champion.
When he pinned me, he just went crazy. He stood up and he's like, yes, my first win. It was great. He loved it.
The best moments of my life, getting that first win. And Coach Adele was always saying, don't give up, try your best, and don't have bad sportsmanship, always have good sportsmanship.
He came over and he shook our hands and you could just see that he was excited, and being in that moment looked like he was really excited and had a great time.
I got that kid and got through the pain, got through it. And I'm going state. This is my big year going state. So I'm gonna try hard this year, focus on wrestling and not girls only, because I'm focused on wrestling only.
Spurlock enters the final weekend of his prep career with one emotional victory under his belt. News of that win has spread like wildfire across the Treasure State mats. The Bulldog Sr. is ready to take that fame to Montana wrestling's biggest stage.
I'm gonna be like a celebrity now, and I'm just trying to get that W. Me and Matt Brown are getting my championship on Pasadena.
Win, lose, or draw at the state tournament, Troy Spurlock will always have January 28th, the day Clancy Ludvigsen performed one of the most selfless acts in Montana's wrestling history.
This match will stand out in my mind forever. I don't think I've ever enjoyed losing that much in my life.
Absolutely. All the lessons that you're going to learn in high school, you're going to carry them forward. And sportsmanship, leadership, mentorship, those are going to become more and more valuable in your adult life. And that's at the core of what we are as leaders. And like I mentioned at the beginning, we are very invested in the next generation of leaders in Montana. We have always got a spot. We always have a need for leaders. And we are hoping that our commitment and our partnership with MHSA will help grow those leaders that we so desperately need.
I feel like that's the most important things you can have in a player. Like, a player can be super talented, but if he doesn't have those three things, he won't know like exactly what it takes to be successful. If you can get that into a whole team mindset, then that team usually is one of the most successful teams in the state or like in the country when they're playing and stuff like that, or in whatever league they're in. That's honestly some of the stuff, also with hard work, is what wins championships in my mind. All those three things, it's not just sports, it's not just like whatever you're doing at the time, it's gonna affect how you live the rest of your life and like what you'll be doing the rest of your time.
Everything that I've learned here is going to really help me in terms of maybe you don't always agree with somebody, but you have to learn to get along with them, or just facing challenges. And sometimes you can't be number one all the time. That's something that I really had to learn this year especially. Sometimes you don't feel like you're doing as good as you need to be, but putting your best effort in and really just trying your best is all you can do. And I've learned a lot of lessons here that I'll carry with me throughout the rest of my life, really.
How can you make a difference? You can demonstrate good sportsmanship and know the true honor of competing. You can be a good leader by doing something positive and raising the bar at your school. You can be a good mentor by serving as a trusted teacher to a fellow classmate. You can aim higher.
What are you doing on the starfish?
I'm throwing them back into the ocean.
Why?
Because if I don't, they'll never grow up.
Look at all of them. You can't possibly make a difference.
Made a difference for that one.